So we're doing the MyiMaths exercise, sum of angles in a polygon. Question 1, interior and exterior angles. It says, find the sum of the interior angles of a polygon with 20 sides. So we're just finding the sum of the angles, not what each one is. So 20 sides, angle sum, let's just get my pen on. Angle sum, generally speaking, is 180 times n minus 2. N is the number of sides. That's because you can split it up into triangles. It's always 2 fewer triangles than the number of sides, and each triangle is 180 degrees. So 180 times 20 minus 2, which is 180 times 18. Just get onto Desmos for that. 180 times 18 is 3,240. So let's just pick the right thing there. That one equals 3,240 degrees for my final answer. Could have underlined that better. Let's just try and do that more nicely. Yeah, still not great. But 3,240, fill that in on MyiMaths. Question 2, a regular polygon has 37 sides. Find the size of each interior angle. Okay, so each angle, so if it's a regular shape, all the angles are going to be the same. So it's 180 times the number of sides minus 2 to get the angle sum, but then divided by the number of sides to get each angle. So we're talking about 180 times 37 minus 2 to get the angle sum, and then divided by 37, divided by the number of sides. Okay, so back onto Desmos. I can just do the whole thing in one go on Desmos without having to do as many steps. So I can make a fraction that says 180 times brackets 37 minus 2, and then divide by 37 on the bottom, and that gives me 170.27. So that's approximately equal to 170.3 degrees to 1 decimal place. So back onto MyiMaths, and let's fill in 170.3. It did say to give answers to 1 decimal place where necessary. Okay, question 3. Each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 15 degrees. How many sides does this polygon have? Well, there's a couple of ways you can approach this, but first of all, let's remind ourselves actually what an exterior angle is. So the interior angle is the angle inside a shape, and the exterior angle is if you're walking along the side of the shape and you carry on along a side outside the shape, it's the angle outside. So in fact the interior angle plus the exterior angle always add up to 180 degrees because they're on a straight line with each other. And then another property of that is if you go around all of the exterior angles, there they are, I'm just drawing them in. I'm not sure why I've got this weird pencil tool on, it's not the right one. But if you imagine yourself walking around the shape, there you go along the shape there, and then you turn around to stay on the shape, then each time you turn around, you walk through the exterior angle. And because you walk around the shape and end up where you started, then when you walk around the shape, you walk through 360 degrees. So the exterior angles always add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so with that in mind, let's just go back to the question. It says each exterior angle of a polygon is 15 degrees. How many sides does it have? So there's a couple of ways you could work that out. One of them's a little bit smarter than the other. Let's just pick the right pen tool here. I want that one, I think. Okay, so one way you can approach it, you can say, okay, so the exterior angle is 15 degrees. We were told that in the question. So the interior angle must be 180 minus 15 degrees, because they're on a straight line with each other, 165 degrees. We've got a formula for each angle. So each angle in a regular polygon is 180 times n minus 2 divided by the number of sides, n. And we're told that that's 100, well, we're not told, but we've just figured out that that's 165 degrees. So 180 n minus 2 over n is 165. That's an equation that we can use to figure out what n is. So if I multiply both sides by n to get rid of the fraction, I get 180 times n minus 2, that's just the top of the fraction, equals 165 times n. I've just multiplied both sides by n. I can multiply the brackets out, so 180 times n is 180n, and 180 times minus 2 is minus 360. So 180 minus 180n minus 360 is 165n. I've got n on both sides, which I don't like, so I'm going to take away 165 n's from both sides to get 15n minus 360 on the left side equals 0. What I really want is all the n's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So I'm going to add 360 to each side to get 15n equals 360. And then I've got all the n's on one side and all the numbers on the other side, and then I can just divide everything by 15 to figure out what a single n is. So 15n divided by n gives me n on its own, and I've got to divide the other side by 15 as well, and that gives me n equals 24 sides. So 24 sides. So that's one way of doing it. There's a slightly smarter way of doing it, and that's when you remember that the angle sum of the exterior angle sum is always 360. The exterior angles always add up to 360. So you can just say that 360 divided by 15 gives you the number of angles, and 360 divided by 15, well, we just worked it out, 24, not 24 degrees, but 24 sides. So you can do it directly from 360 divided by the exterior angle. So anyway, it's 24 sides, we've finally figured out, despite the glitches in my mental arithmetic. 24 sides. Okay, last question. The sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 3,600 degrees. How many sides does the polygon have? Okay, so back to angle sum. So the angle sum is 180 times the number of sides minus 2, generally speaking, And on this occasion, 180 times number of sides minus 2, they're telling us is 3,600 degrees. Well, we can divide both sides of that by 180 to get there 20. N minus 2 equals 20 by dividing left and right by 180. Add 2 to both sides. N equals 22. So it's N equals 22, and that's not degrees, that's sides. N equals 22 sides. So let's just get onto MyiMaths and type that one in. 22 sides, and we'll mark it 12 out of 12.